Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mulligan's Library. In today's game, we have Dominimon Angels, Medusamon Aggro, Ryugumon Aquatic, and Brigadramon D Brigade. So today I also have guests here with me to discuss this video. Kyle, you can go ahead and say hello.
Hello everyone.
So you were here with me a couple episodes ago to discuss the game, and now you're back.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun last time, and hoping to learn more as we continue to dive into these gameplays. So who do you think right now is the key overall winner of this? Like, who do you think is going to be the strongest deck?
So I really think the Medusamon has the strongest power. It can just get rid of so much security very quickly if they let it build up. Dominimon has a really good chance of just survivability. Obviously, Yellow Recovery Angels, they can do a great job staying alive. The Ryugumon deck is really good at flooding the board, so if it can keep a board long enough, it might be able to swarm. And that Brigadramon is really good at making sure that nothing big sticks around for too long.
Yeah, how many board wipes do you think we're going to see?
With red and black in here, it's probably going to be quite a few.
Yeah, and that could split some games. Really turn the tides here, huh?
Yeah, with Crimson Blaze in any red deck here, Ryugumon definitely has to be worried about that happening.
So black really wants his tamers, right?
Yeah, I mean, black's really good at making sure that it's got a lot of card draw with Kazu there, and card draw is pretty important to keep your hand. Obviously, we're seeing a fireball right away just to get the draw 2 off.
Gotcha.
We have all 4 players starting off with a tamer. That's huge. Just being able to set your memory with a couple of those and making sure they have the memory to actually play. It's like we're searching for an angel. Now, I do know a lot of Angels players have aces at the top, so Dominimon's gonna have to be worried about losing memory from the aces.
This blue deck, what is their main goal?
So the thing with these aquatic decks is just to go wide, pump out as many bodies as possible, usually taking them from the resources of their own Digimon. And you can see there they place Digivolution cards underneath for free. And Homer actually there is super important. Whenever you play a Digimon, you can put one underneath him from your hand for free, and then you can pop that body out later. They've already got 3 Digimon on the board. Get some searching going on for the D Brigade deck. Take a check early, not jamming, making sure.
Oh yeah, just take a hit without having to worry about it.
Analog, man, yeah. Just good for memory setter and some cheap card draw. Red's gonna go ahead and start getting up the stack for that Medusamon. Yuli can gain some memory. Probably won't do the triggered ability, but it's super nice just to have 1 free memory. Start of your turn, you get to look for an angel. Misses, but
is that all going in the discard?
Yeah. So the Lucilon deck itself is purple, so it trashes a lot of the stuff. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to see the Lucilon stuff in this deck, but there's another tamer out of the security, which is also nice. We'll see if this Angemon is able to take out any virus Digimon. It can take a virus Digimon and put it straight into the security when it dies. This would be a good time to mention if you're interested in joining our Discord, you can do so in the link in the description. We talk a lot about the Partners format and anything Digimon related, really. And the Huankunmon. This is going to play out another Digimon.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to try to pronounce these names.
Plays out the Sangamon. Homer is going to put something underneath it. You can just see how quickly this board can go wide as well as tall. So he ends up surviving this. And playing some more Tamers out. Already a ton of Tamers on the board. Gonna attach the Marvin.
So that Marvin, how does it get attached?
So you can link certain Tamers to certain types. So Marvin gets linked to the D Brigade card there.
Gotcha, and that just gives it another inherited ability then.
Right, yeah. And then at the end of your turn, you can, or at the end of any turn, you can unlink it so that you can keep it safe. But if you don't unlink it, it dies with the Digimon.
Gotcha, so you want to make sure you always remember to do that.
Maybe some subtle foreshadowing there.
Well. Tough luck there.
Get a free Patamon off the security, which is nice, and a free searcher. Grab an angel off that one. One of the biggest pieces of the Commandermon deck, the D Brigade deck, is this Commandermon. So when it dies, it gets free Commandermons, and I'm sure that we'll see it cycled many times.
Because the same one just gets over and over again.
Oh yeah, D Brigade is very good at recycling its same exact soldiers over and over again just to be deleted and foddered.
I love that. That's probably my favorite playstyle.
D Brigade also has a pretty good chance of going wide here, probably to keep up with the Ryugumon as well. Not going to see a trigger off that Cyberdramon because that's way more than 5 security. But
looks like we got the first partner out.
Yep, that makes sense. Medusamon is coming out here making petrification tokens, just deleting security. It's like it's Digivolving is going to delete the lowest EP Digimon, which is at 1000 Commandermon. Gonna be a free high Commandermon. That's basically the best value you can get.
And that triggers that ability too?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it doesn't look like it's gonna get anything right now, but once that's able to get like the Tankdramons underneath, and so we're gonna use these red cards as petrification tokens since they have not officially given us one yet. We are getting one in the future, but as of this recording, we didn't have any tokens. You'll see my beautiful proxy I made. Keep the Tamer train rolling. Some security in there. Another Emissary of Hope that we grabbed off of security.
Now what are we doing with the security then for that?
So it gets to search security and Digivolve off of it, but it doesn't look like we hit anything. So
gotcha. I was wondering why I didn't do anything.
Scramble. Scrambles are super important now in the meta. Able to get cards back from their trash for any color, and gives a cheap Digivolution.
So then that check into the Dominimon security then?
Yep. And we're just seeing more Tamer spam. The unique emblem for Ryugumon is basically another version of a Scramble there.
Gotcha.
Commandermon is going digging for some more D Brigade stuff. Doesn't look like we hit anything in there. It's alright, just more fodder to return back later.
Yeah, because it wants to get stuff out of the trash, right?
Eventually, yes, it'll hit like your original Darkdramons, which will.
We got the second partner coming out.
Yeah, can delete a host of things. It's gonna delete a couple rookies off the table. It's not a bad idea. Gonna miss on that. There's not a whole lot of D Brigade stuff to make a full list out of just D Brigade stuff, but
take some more in the trash, right? Huh?
Yeah, definitely. That Owen's probably going to be a problem in the future. Basically lets you attack at the end of your turn, even if you pass memory over.
What is this Medusamon checking right now?
So the Agumon in the Inheritance can search for I think it searches for a Tamer.
Now we're swinging at the Dominimon.
Yep, 2 security checks. Again, hitting the Emissary Hope. Let's play the Patamon back out again. Get the search off before we see the second security.
So really we're hitting into the Dominimon because of the security recovery, making sure that they...
It seems like Medusamon is well aware that Dominimon is probably going to recover most of this back, so seems to be the primary target.
Makes sense.
So since security was removed, they'll gain a petrification token. There it is. When those die, they just trash the top of their security.
How do you kill them?
So Medusamon actually has an end of attack trigger, which doesn't look like we'll see here. Maybe we will. Well, that should have been the Patamon that was deleted because it deletes the lowest the lowest DP Digimon, which the petrification token's at 3,000 DP and that Patamon only has 1,000.
Gotcha.
So it should have been the Patamon that was deleted there.
Or 2,000 for the Patamon. Yeah.
Yeah, 2,000 for the Patamon.
That makes sense.
But
I wonder if it was just confusion of not having the token on the board, so you can't really see it. So just assumed it was the lowest.
Yeah, definitely like having the physical tokens just so you can see that they are indeed 3,000 DP, not lower than that. So there is a chance that some of them can be deleted instead. So another scramble from the Medusamon. So it's gonna stay out, and they can use it later to return a card from their trash. We got Angels going pretty wide now too. Take that Lusamon search. It's an Angel this time. Take that Seraphimon. We were talking about aces earlier. Another ace for the Dominimon player. Just gonna have to worry about that overflow cost later.
Yeah, it's not actually the overflow seems like it could be a double-edged sword too, because if you don't want to push it onto the next player. Like if the Brigadramon doesn't want to give it to the Ryugumon.
Yeah, and that could definitely happen, but that is kind of like a good balance that this format has over the normal format is you kind of play it strategically. It's like, well, I could delete this and gain 3 memory, but it's just giving it to the next player in line. So if that's you, good. But if it's not you, then you have to take that into account. So we're going to get the attack and delete. So when it's deleted, it gets to put a virus to the bottom of the securities. Looks like we're going to grab the Tankdramon. The Brigadramon back up to a solid 10.
Looks like we didn't pull out that
No, looks like Marvin's going to the trash.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. She's going to swing the Lusamon into the Wankunmon. Kind of... it doesn't actually deny Ryugumon later. Descent of the 3 Angels is nice. That's going to put cards into the security, and they can, when their Angels get deleted later, they can delay to grab an Angel out of their security. Looks like they're actually able to keep their turn with that too.
Nice. Bringing it back.
What else can Dominimon do? Oh, a second Descent of the 3 Great Angels. Great. So those will probably come in handy later. Will we see the third partner show up? Not yet. Just Shellmon, place more cards underneath.
Looks like they have to rebuild their board state here.
Yeah, rookies do not stand a chance on the board for very long, especially with red and black players on the field here. Does look like we're gonna get the Marine Bullmon. Placing cards underneath, gaining memory. Gonna pop the unique emblem? No, not yet. Put a Sangomon underneath the Piranhamon. Swing that. Gonna just bounce the Patamon back to his hand. That's for the egg. And we hit the Imperial Paladinmon Ace. So the thing with the Imperial German Paladin mode in the Dominimon deck is specifically because the deck will deck itself out fast with all the recovery.
Gotcha.
So that's just to reset their trash. We will get the Ryugumon, and it's going to pop out another body. Doesn't look like we're going to activate Homer on that one, but... More Tankdramons. Get some filtering. I believe these get to put them back on top in any order they want as well. We like the order that they were in. Get a D-Digivolve and then delete.
Is that just the lowest play cost of a player, or?
So yeah, you'll pick the player that you want, you'll D-Digivolve one other thing, and then delete a play cost.
Gotcha.
And here we'll see the Darkdramon, the original Mega D Brigade. We put 5 cards back from the trash back on top of the deck. That way we can reduce the Digivolution cost to free.
That's why we have a little separation of that discard over there to keep the
Yeah.
D brigades apart.
Looks like we keep the D Brigade stuff separated from the chaff. Get out the non-D Brigade stuff. There's that Commandramon again. So looks like we found the second version of that specific Commandramon.
But
nope, that was the one that was put on top. See, recycling.
yeah, but we also just stuck all that stuff we just put on top at the bottom. That's not probably good, is it?
Well, I mean, you kind of have to understand that you're probably going to go through a bunch of that stuff and get rid of it eventually. So maybe they just put stuff on there that they didn't mind losing.
That's fair.
You grab the Sealsdramon. Another recycled card. And we have an end of turn trigger here.
Is that from the partner?
From the Brigadramon, yeah. He goes and gets more D Brigades. And delete. Probably the lowest play cost. Which could have been any of the rookies.
So you just pick one at that point?
Yeah, you kind of have your own choice. D-Digivolve the partner. Completely undo basically what Ryugumon did last turn. So we're gonna crack the red scramble here. It's gonna put a card back onto the top of their deck, and they get to draw it at the beginning of their turn. Essentially just putting it back in their hand. Now, they could have played a level 3 if they had one from their hand, but it doesn't look like they did. Well, maybe they did. Then just decided they didn't want to play it on the scramble.
We'd rather toss it on the egg and build up another one in the breeding.
Right, and then that's what the thing with the Medusamon deck is it always wants to have the Medusamon stack, so it's probably a good idea just to keep the ability to have that. So like if they lose the Medusamon on there next, by the time they get to the next turn, they have the ability to just play it again. You see those original dual tamers, dual color tamers, they're super efficient at gaining memory. Especially that one where people have 8 cards in their hand all the time anyways, so. There's the Owen again, end of turn, gets to attack for free, essentially. So that is an Agumon, so it can be grabbed by the Agumon, which is extremely interesting. We get the on attack delete trigger. More D Brigade, Digipolice, securities. We get the Brigadramon, or no, the Tankdramon on deletion. Grab a D Brigade from the top of your deck, which is going to de-Digivolve the Medusamon. Unfortunately, that was before their second security. I think they actually shouldn't have had their second security attack. They should have triggered that beforehand, but that's okay. And then, not sure why that one got deleted, end of attack, since the Medusamon was already gone.
It's really easy to miss some of these trigger steps, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot going on for this, so it's understandable that sometimes they get missed, but you know, we try to keep them as close to the real world as possible, so. Goes in the trash. I see a second Angemon. Might delete this later. Oh, straight to the Magna Angemon. This one lets you search your security. You can digivolve into a angel from in there for a reduced cost, and then if you do, you can put an angel from your hand back into your security. We're going with Seraphimon Ace. Okay, so that angel needed to be placed from their hand. It's not. I think they missed that part of it, but they get the security recovery +1 from the Seraphimon though. Doesn't look like they were able to keep their turn.
So how did it just delete that Brigadramon player's card?
So you give it a minus DP when digivolving, probably based off of the number of security.
Gotcha.
We're gonna bottom deck the Yao to play another Yao. Play the Sangamon. This one gets placed underneath automatically when it's played. Gonna give that blocker. Gain 2 memory for placing something underneath. Now we'll crack the unique emblem. It gets to play Digivolve for cheaper. Bounce the rookie and place another rookie underneath.
Not really the best rookie to throw back, right? Because it's got an on-play, or?
Yeah, but that's just sometimes how it goes.
Yeah, because there's no other rookies on the field.
You're going to replay the Sangamon out again, which is going to put itself back onto the other side. You're going to attack off with the Zhangpengmon. Just keep going wide as much as possible. More Sangamons. You get the search off of this one. Grab the Marine Bullmon. That was nice because you get to digivolve the Marine Bullmon straight from a Sangamon. If you put a Shellmon underneath it, just like that. Nope, not using it now. Never mind. Just doing the Shellmon from the Homer. Oh no, there it is. There's the Marine Bullmon. So from your hand, you can, as long as you have a Yao, you can place a Shellmon underneath a Sangamon and then go straight into the Marine Bullmon.
That's a pretty nice ability.
You got a pretty tall board as well as a wide board, so we'll see what happens here. It's hard to play the Megadramon. Gotta search for a Cyborg to put underneath it.
Now, why would we hard play that? Is it just for the on-play ability, or?
Yeah, probably doesn't have anything else to play, so it's nice just to get the on-play.
Decisions.
Right, and you don't want to put an ace underneath your Digimon there, just to get the overflow, so grab the
so
rookie.
if an ace is underneath, it still gets the overflow?
Yep, so you'll overflow it for every ace underneath anything when it's removed from the field.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, so we'll skip that, even though Darkdramon Ace is insanely good, but again, with D-Brigade, we'll probably see it again later. Maybe more foreshadowing, you never know.
We're gonna see that Medusamon come back out again.
Most likely.
Getting a lot of memory here. that from all their tamers, or is there another ability going on?
Definitely from all their tamers. They gain tons of memory from all those tamers gaining memory each turn.
Gotcha, and there's that Medusamon, so.
Pretty much this deck always wants to have Medusamon out. There's not a reason to not to.
Oh, getting that petrification off. They seem pretty fair though, so everybody's got one now.
Everyone's had one, that's for sure. Medusamon looks at the entire board for the lowest thing to delete, so happened to be a Shellmon. No more rookies on the field. I doesn't need to attack yet, because we can always use the Owen to attack when we pass the turn. Yeah, so we're just going to play another rookie out. Actually hit the X antibody, that's nice. Not guaranteed with these bigger decks.
Yeah, because they're 100 card decks, right?
100 card decks, only 2 copies of each card, so... And that's not what the deck's built around, so it's kind of surprising that they actually hit it. Swinging the Medusamon, lots of triggered abilities there. It's probably pretty big, especially with that tie adding another 1000 DP on top of it. Agumon's getting another search off. Not gonna see any tamers in there. Must have been bigger than the Aegistramon. There's the end of turn delete.
So even if it's a tamer, it just goes straight
to the trash.
Ah, that's not great.
Looks like we actually deleted it with the Owen and then got the end of turn trigger to delete the Piranhamon. Pretty smart move there. Swing in the Seraphimon Ace. Hopefully nothing dies. Oh, no, spoke too soon. Gonna hit the Raging Serpentine. Overflow some memory there. Looks like the deletion of the Andromon's gonna get at least a trigger there.
Does that just trigger a recovery for them then?
They get to put an angel back in their security. Are they gonna crack the descent now? They did just put an angel in their security, so no, it looks like we're gonna wait for it. But they can't keep their turn because they put a card in the security. They can gain memory for every time they put a card in the security there. But since they technically lost a Digimon, they're also going to gain the petrification token. Medusamon is all turns, so you can activate it once on your turn and once on any opponent's turn until your next turn. Don't think we've seen them do that yet, though.
So does the opponents all share a turn then, basically?
Essentially, yeah. To keep it kind of like once per turn on your turn and once per turn on an opponent's turn, keep it balanced.
That makes sense. Otherwise, we'd be having up to 4 petrification tokens in a turn.
Yeah, Medusamon would take over way too much if that were the case, so it is straight up just balancing. Try not to change too many things about the game, but that is definitely one of them. Ryugumon's pretty wide again. Gonna put out the Marine Bullmon. Probably would like to get something under that Marine Bullmon with its Decode ability. Unless they just don't have a level 4 to put underneath it.
What's the Decode ability do?
So if it's deleted, I believe by an effect, Decode will let it spit out whatever level Decode it has. So that one's got Decode 4. So it will spit out level 4 from underneath it when it dies.
Gotcha, helping to bring more things wide. Well, I guess keep the amount of cards up.
Right, yeah. But Ryugumon doesn't seem to have a problem with getting more bodies out there, so...
we're drawing a lot too in that Ryugumon. We're running out of cards over there.
Makes sense. We got the second fireball. It looks like it's just going to delete a rookie since it has a target to delete instead of letting it draw 2 cards. Usually you save those for getting rid of like floodgate cards, but then we're going to see the first level 7, the Arimon. It's got decode as well. It can pop out a lot of bodies. I'm going to go ahead and pull out level 3 and level 5. Second one back underneath. So we're going to attempt to bottom deck the Brigadramon. Yep. So technically would be bottom decked, but since it's the partner, it goes straight to the partner zone. And there's the first board wipe.
That looks like a reaction.
Maybe a little salty from losing to Brigadramon. It's going to kill that petrification token though. It's going to trash one of Dominimon's security. Medusamon trying to decide which one it wants to keep.
I don't know if that really seemed like it was worth it for the Brigadramon. They still have that level 7.
Right, it's weird, but like now it's if you delete the lowest play cost, that's the lowest play cost.
That's
or
true.
The lowest TP. Yeah. So kind of leaves it straight up to the Medusamon to be able just to take care of it right away, since it's now the only target they have. Of course, Medusamon has the ability to go straight into the Medusamon again with that. Always having a level 5 available.
Yeah, it's good to keep it out of the breeding area because of that Gaia.
Looks like they decided to delete the Angina. Main Angemon instead. And now we're going to go ahead and delay the Descent of the Great Angels. Get a free angel. Get a Shadow Seraphimon ace. Another ace out. It's going to de-digivolve the Medusamon. And I believe it has DP reduction to throw around too.
So if that Medusamon is out, those petrification tokens, they still trigger, right?
They still have their abilities. Medusamon does not need to be around for them to die. Just makes it easier for them to die. See another scramble. Got reduced Digivolution costs. That breaks even. I'll delete the token there. See, it can just be deleted by anything. The second Imperial Digimon Paladin with Ace, so I guess we're not using either of those to reset our crash. And the Trident guy, see? You just had to wait for someone else to delete the level 7. And since it's 13,000 DP or higher, it's gonna get a free security trash as well. But decode, there's the decode I was talking about earlier, it gets to play out the Ryugumon for free.
That's pretty nice. Doesn't leave you with nothing.
Ryugumon's pretty sad without any inheritables, but oh yeah, the Homer can put something underneath, so they're less sad. So we just have a Shadow Seraphimon for Dominimon here. Still haven't seen the Dominimon be played yet. We're down to 3 security. It's not great. Sorry, 4 security. Seeing another ace, Magnamon ace.
So this Dominimon, why would we want to get this one out there?
So Dominimon is super useful at making sure your stuff stays alive. And as many things as we've seen deleted, it can be very helpful. So you can just trash your security instead of letting your things die.
Gotcha.
And it saves your entire board. By trashing 1 security, you get to save everything.
Yeah, you can't really retaliate against people if you don't have anything on your board.
Exactly. So we're actually going to see a DNA for the Chaosmon Volderarm. But it is dangerous to do that. You've got 2 aces underneath that I think overflow 7 right now, which is a lot of memory to lose if they lose the Chaosmon.
Really gives that incentive for that Ryugumon player, huh?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, or anyone that wants to just end their turn right away. Deciding who we want to attack, I suppose. Oh, there we see the Darkdramon ace. See, this is where aces are good, though. It's gonna de-digivolve that Chaosdramon and then delete the entire stack and overflow that 7 already.
Yeah, try to hit the person with the largest security, but you gotta take that risk, huh?
We did see one of them go to the trash earlier. I think this might be the second one, unless they recycled it. Just gonna hard play the Seedramon promo.
That is a really cool card.
Really good for giving all the stuff that you play out rush. I don't imagine seeing it stick around for very long, though. Just end with the Piranhamon, but can't attack with it since we've ended our turn here.
Yeah, that's what the rush versus blitz thing, huh?
Right. Could rush, but since the turn's over, they can no longer attack. Here's the second Marvin back.
Let's see if they can keep it from dying this time. Maybe they learned their lesson.
Remember to unattach it.
Yeah.
We see the second level 7 in Omnimon Alter S is going to de-digivolve the entire board.
Is that coming from the Brigadramon player?
Yep.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
Honestly, just a pretty good answer for the entire board, de-digivolve everything. We'll have to remember, though, that Omnimon is no longer a cyborg, though, so they can't put, like, Marv underneath it, because he only goes under a cyborg. See the Arab Dragons draw 2 cards. Doesn't have the ability to delete anything, but... Minimum back up to 5 security again. Keeping themselves alive. There's the second Magnangemon ace. I'm going to get another recovery because they have 5 or less. And delete that stack.
Is that part of an ace ability then?
Yeah, I think it gives a minus DP based on the amount of security that you have, so minus 6k. And we're gonna run right into a Millenniumon.
That's not good for that ace.
It looks like the Patamon underneath the Inheritables gets to trash the top Digivolution card of their stack, which is gonna be the Darkdramon ace. So we gotta get to see a trade here, overflow for overflow.
That's
just to
fun,
keep their
yeah.
turn. And see another Lusamon. Only costs 5 since he doesn't have any other Digimon. Gonna grab a Seraphimon for later. Trash is looking pretty thick over there. See another unique emblem. I'll play out a Sangamon this time. We're going to put a Shellmon underneath it. Digivolve into a Shellmon with Evade. We'll swing the Marine Bullmon. On attack, we put underneath the Shang Pengmon and Digivolve into the Ryugumon. This is the newer Ryugumon. E-Cyclone, just going straight to the hand. Swing and hit a Galmon. Looks like we have jamming, so it's not too big of a deal.
So why did we decide for this Ryugumon player to use this partner instead of the other one?
I think just the go wide strategy is more useful than just having to code.
Yeah, because we really don't want that partner dying all the time.
As long as they have stuff to play it on, it should be fine. Kind of similar how Medusamon is, always having a level 5. But looks like we tried to put the Marvin underneath the... Yeah, but he's not a cyborg anymore,
yeah,
so...
gotta learn that lesson, huh?
He was a cyborg, but he's not anymore. It's hard to play the Tankdramon, still has an on play, so he gets to see the top 3 cards, put them back in any order they want, and delete something, but it doesn't look like we have enough to delete anything. Oh no, we have enough to delete the Shelmon.
Like we're probably bringing out Medusamon again.
Nope, we're going for the Dorbikmon. So this gets to cross by putting 5 dragon type or reptiles or ceratopsian Digimon underneath it to reduce its play costs. I think it's by 2 for each, so this should only cost 3. And he has Rush built straight into him, so he gets to attack with it straight away with all those inheriteds.
Trying to figure out all what inheritance we have, huh?
Looks like it. It also gets to delete a Digimon based off of the number of things you put underneath it.
Get rid of that Omnimon, or?
Looks like it. And there's the Medusamon. Gonna delete the Lusamon there. Gets the Petrification token. We're gonna crack the other Descent. Looks like we're having the Ophanimon Ace. Another ace for the Dominimon player. I believe we can trash the top card of our security here if we wanted to give something minus DP, but probably just going to keep it as is. Swing back into the Dominimon again. Just 2 checks. It's going to give the Dorbikmon -1 security attack with the Kari there. And then recover.
I'm actually pretty shocked how even this game has been. It's been back and forth between everybody.
Yeah. So we need to trash first, and then they can recover. Could make a difference. Sequencing is important. So Dorbikmon has -1 security, but it can still swing and delete something else. Unfortunate for the Ryugumon player there. See another level 7, the original Omnimon. Just gonna delete the Ophanimon and overflow some memory there. I think people forget, honestly, how good this Omnimon really was. Looks like we're just gonna stay in the back here. Tired of losing all their Digimon, but you know, if we just had the Dominimon out, yeah.
I thought about it. Maybe we'll get to see it before they run out of security.
Yeah, he does less and less the smaller your security gets, so you kind of need him out there early. Maybe that time's passed. Play the level 4 here, at least gets an on-play draw card. Homer's gonna throw something underneath him. You have a lot of tamers. Decides not to put something underneath it with Homer. No? Okay. So we're just gonna Kaiser Nail the Crabmon out. Just gets to pull something up from underneath. It's not the most efficient use of Kaiser Nail, but
it's like my hemorrhaging cards over there with the deck is getting really thin.
Besides the Suicide Bee, Commandermon in there gets the on deletion. So we're gonna miss him on first on the on tack, which is gonna put some cards back on top. A couple cards they don't care about in the High Commandermon. Then when this dies, we're gonna look at the top. We're gonna get that High Commandermon.
What's that Hydra Commandermon good for?
It's a good way just to get to your level 5s quickly. It's got a pretty good inherited ability as well. Looks like we've got another Darkdramon, although this is not the Darkdramon that returns cards back to your deck. This is the Chaosmon Darkdramon. Like we're just not figuring that out. That's the one we wanted, yeah.
Read the wrong card.
There it is. That makes more sense. So we're gonna put those 5 back on top, get the free Digivolve off that. Play out the same Commandramon again. Swing, delete the Crabmon. It's a lowly Sangamon security. Doesn't have any attacking bodies left because those both were just played this turn. Just end with a Tamer. It's a good one to gain some memory. Fortunately, this Medusamon player is pretty far ahead as far as memory goes and having the ability to keep their level 7 this whole round. And we can start another stack in the back here, just in case, again, we lose that Medusamon. Get 2 security checks off. It's going to make a token. End of attack is going to delete that token. Yep. And trash another security card. That's unfortunate. Doesn't look like TK would have too many security cards to search for anyways. Sitting at 0 there. Looks like they could have ended the Dominimon right there, but decided not to.
Why would you want to save them?
I guess you can see them as not a threat right now. They don't really have a whole lot going on. They could, you know, take fodder away from other players' fire as well. But maybe that's a mistake, considering, you know, we're just going to see more recovery from Dominimon. Just because they were at 0 doesn't mean they're out. Maybe Dominimon will return the favor and hit someone else. You never know.
Nope, they're going right back into them. Oh no, they are hitting the Brigadramon.
See? They've already got value out of it. Just play the Archai Andromon. There's the Seedramon promo again. And we're going to see Great Maelstrom putting the Seedramon underneath and bottom decking the Medusamon, which again goes to the partner zone.
Yeah, but they already got that stack ready to go, don't they?
They do. Well, no, they went until level 6 for there, so they actually don't have a level 5 ready to go this time.
Okay.
Tankdramon's back, as we've seen D-Brigade cycle through the same cards multiple times now. I don't think they're in fear of ever decking out. And now, both those Commandrons are back.
Who's got less cards right now in their deck? The Dominimon or the Ryugumon?
I would definitely guess Dominimon does.
Yeah, they're both very close.
Has the turn with an ultimate flare, just gonna de-digivolve that Omnimon, but since the stack was a Dorbicmon, it kind of leaves it in an awkward spot. Gives them the level 5 they need for the Medusamon.
Oh, unfortunate. Maybe it's just lucky for that Medusamon.
I think it definitely was just some luck that they had stacked it that way. We're gonna see a Crimson Blaze. So this is going to delete everything with 6k or less from everyone's board. But it looks like they should only reduce the cost on one player's board. Another balancing rule that we made so that this thing wouldn't be free. But looks like they forgot that, so played it for free anyways. It also has a lingering effect that means you can't play Digimon by effects until their next turn, which is unfortunate because we deleted both those Commandramons, and neither of them can play another Commandramon by effect. And there it is. The Medusamon's back. Never gone for long. And thin down the Ryugumon's security. Doesn't look like they have a whole lot going on anymore. Well, Tidal Wave is unfortunate to see with no Digimon on the board. Doesn't look like Ryugumon is long for this world.
No, they still have one more player's turn, and let's see if the Dominimon finishes it off, huh?
And again, you have to wonder if it's even worth it for the Dominimon to take out Ryugumon if they're not really a threat to them either. With the Crimson Blaze on the field, they can't even play stuff out with effects, so... So we want to attack here? We want to attack? It looks like D-Brigade. There's no way they fell for it a second time.
That's unfortunate.
Darkdragon Ace for the second time to delete their stack. That's crazy. Reading that one more time just to make sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Darkdragon Ace is one of my favorite aces that they've printed in a long time.
It definitely seems like a lot of fun. Oh, you got something big. Yep.
Wyvern's Breath. Probably delete the. This might be retaliatory, honestly.
Yep.
No, we go for the Medusamon. We understand how threat assessment works. So we're gonna crack the blue scramble, hit that card on top of their deck and draw it. I think that's what we grabbed back was the Huan Kunmon. It's a blocker, so maybe save themselves from an attack if no one wants to swing into them, since it'll just get blocked anyways. Can put anything underneath it with Homer? No? Mavis is gonna grab the Ryugumon. Searcher Commandramon. That's a good one. There's the DCD bomb. That is a insanely good loop target. Looks like, yeah, that's what we're gonna grab because it is a D-Brigade card.
See it before the game's over.
It might be a little too late now. I mean,
oh no, just drop it immediately.
But probably won't be able to cycle it. It's one of D-Brigade's biggest strengths is being able to recycle this. Be able to recycle this DCD bomb over and over again. But
you said there's only 2 copies, and
right. I think we set the first one underneath the deck early in the game.
That's unfortunate too.
We're gonna give another tamer to the Medusamon deck. Crack that red scramble, grab a rookie out. We can start our next stack in the back here. A lot of memory to work with. Yep, rookie to start in the back. Might just stay everything in the back this turn. Medusamon doesn't have too much to worry about, except for if Brigadramon wanted to. They could just hard play the Medusamon. I played too much for that, yeah. We're checking everyone's security here, pretty low. Go to the Archai Angemon. Activate effect, yeah. Well, we'll leave that one, yeah. Goes to the hand. Kind of still gets security +1. Sea of Destruction is gonna bottom deck some threats here. That was basically their entire turn.
Still alive, that's all that matters.
Now the Satsuki, the Metamorphosis, just regularly playing it. Now put the Satsuki underneath Darkdramon. It's his second Metamorphosis. Place a Digipolice underneath it to de-digivolve. Well, we de-digivolve from a 5 to a 6, but unfortunately that's their blocker.
I was gonna say, these are not open.
Because we have a question whether or not that's a legal play or not. But yes, that is the Digipolice, so you can place a Digipolice underneath the Digipolice. There's someone trying to decide what they want to get rid of here. Oh, another Crimson Blaze. It'll just be reduced by 2. Well, I guess they made up for it by not reducing this one at all.
Yeah, that's good.
Skip someone's turn there. We're going to end with the Medusamon and gets to attack with that Owen. It was probably the Owen that needed to be deleted back when that Chaos Mon was played.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Although not at this point, they have 2. Swinging into Brigadramon here. They do seem to be their biggest threat right now. Looks like we're able to keep the turn. Make another token, delete it. Same song and dance. Just pass our turn with an Agumon. Kind of gone wide enough. Just gonna hard play a Magna Angemon. This is the adventure one.
Yeah, we're running out of cards for sure.
Another Ryugumon. Unfortunately, this is not the one with blocker, so Ryugumon is just at the whim of anyone just taking them out whenever. You have to wonder if anyone thinks it's worth it. Yep. Brigadramon said, I don't want you bottom decking any more of my things, bouncing any more of my things, I need you gone. Ryugumon started off strong, but with, like I said earlier in the game, black and red are super good at deleting everything off the board, especially if it's small. Definitely needed to see those Seadramon promos early so we could get rushed attacks off, but that's how it goes. And we're seeing the Warp Digivolve into the Agumon Bond of Bravery, since they have 2 or less security. So we're just going to delete the Commandramon. Not going to see anything there. Fortunately, Commandermon's only really good if you can constantly stack your deck to use it. Take these last 2 security.
Does he have enough to finish it though?
Looks like they have enough to end the Brigadramon if they wanted to. Yep. Looks like it. So honestly, that was the biggest threat.
Medusamon reduced Dominimon to 0.
Right. Kept him alive. I mean, this game is pretty much over at this point, I think. We don't have any threats from Dominimon. I mean, we can see what's in their security. We can see if they've got anything else to really deal with this board, but you know, it might just be over right here unless they can keep it going. Well, they have one less threat. Just Gaia Force it away. Can't beat a classic Gaia Force.
Yeah, they even hard played that one, so that's even worse.
Yeah, just straight up. Not even a security bomb, just straight up just... Oh, we're gonna hard play a Magnangemon, another classic from BT1. Just gonna straight up recover. Back up to 4 security.
How much security do you think that Dominimon has had at this point? 20 plus?
At least 20 plus for sure. But we've got 4 security checks right here on the board. Plus we'll get the deletion from the Medusamon petrification token. So this is lethal on board unless they've got something here. Yeah, and they know it. Oh, the Seraphimon would have been nice. And that'll do it.
There it goes.
So how'd that go?
I think there was a little bit of some issues on like who was targeting who. I think there's a lot of emotions that go into this kind of thing.
Yeah, it does seem like people were being a little bit back and forth when they really should be doing more threat assessment there. Medusamon was always taking off so many security. I bet you if we went back and counted how many security Medusamon took, it was probably more than Dominimon recovered.
Yeah, so we definitely, I think the other 3 needed to figure out that they need to get rid of the Medusamon and make sure that it didn't have anything to be played back again.
It is difficult because you also have to realize like they're going to keep a level 5 stack in the back to get that Medusamon back out there as soon as they lose it. So they always have access to it. So it is a struggle sometimes just to make sure that you're keeping, you know, all these things in check.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty interesting playthrough. I did not think that the Medusamon was going to end up with the win, but yeah, that's how it goes.
Just goes to show you can't make like red get itself going. It's going to hurt. But anyways, thanks for joining me for this game. We'll look forward to the next one. And you know, if you guys are interested in joining the Discord, we've got a community over there that likes to talk about, you know, Digimon Partners and honestly anything Digimon related as well. Feel free to join us over there, and we'll see you next time at the Mulligan's Library. Thanks for visiting.